office at Colossal Square. Colossal Square is a shopping complex that I am building in the game King of Retail 2. As it makes money, the more money I have, the more products I can buy, which means the more stores that I can add to the complex. Currently, we have a fuel station, a coffee shop, sports store, game store, and we have a hairdresser. Those stores, if you're familiar with the game, don't necessarily actually live in the game. The tour that I'm about to show you will explain sort of what I'm doing and how I'm going about it. But I'm going to keep this as an ongoing series. Next couple of videos may not be tour videos, they might just be slideshows, depending how much of an update I'm able to add to it. If it's not worth a full tour, then it'll just be a few slideshows, and then I'll add it into the actual proper tour video of big updates that I'm adding to it. So I hope you enjoy and have fun. Okay, so here we are at Colossal Square. Got staff that'll be starting now. So the way that these garden beds are set up is to force staff and customers to actually use the footpath and not just walk straight over everything. All the staff come start work, get their morning coffee, and then from there they distribute to their stores. So if we start over this way, we've got the information center. So when customers are coming and they're not sure if they want to shop here or not, most of the time they'll come here. Sometimes they go to the coffee store, but I have a staff member set up out here that greets them. We'll talk to them, decide, whether they want to come in or not. Rather than them going to any of the other stores and standing at the front, they come here. Not sure why they sometimes go to the coffee store, maybe because it's closest to the road, the door, but 90% of the time, they'll come here, talk. If it's a bad interaction, they'll leave. If it's a good interaction, they take a step in, walk out, and then they go into one of the shops and start shopping. Then from here, we've got the game exchange. Bargain bins currently have nothing in them. They should be going to talk to that customer, but I've noticed that my staff kind of sucks. We've got the arcade here. So this will have many stores inside. At the moment, the only thing that's in here is the hairdresser, which has hair products. Then you've got calcified chicken, nothing's there. Toilets, nothing's there. The stage, they're coming soon. Come down here. Construction, because I'm still deciding what to build there. Then we go here, and we've got the sports store, which a lot still has to be done to it, but it's at least running functionally as a store. It's just visually a lot more has to be done. And we go for a walk out. And as you can see, the customers, so they follow this footpath and then they get to there and they just walk straight over. And that's the reason why I ended up building these garden beds, to force them to use footpaths and not just walk straight over. There will be more here, I'll explain that later. Then we go out in the footpath here, cross the crossing, and we come to the fuel station, which got staff putting their moped there when they park. And you come into here. You got just cheap snacks, 1 star, 0 star, all that. Got registers. In there is a freezer which won't actually be staying, that's going to be moving. Although I do like the ambient noise that it does make, it sort of makes the fridge feel a little bit more real. In here is just a storage. Don't know if much more will happen in there. Doesn't need to really have more. And that is the current Colossal Square progress. There is still a lot more to be done. The stores that are vacant currently may not be fully completed for a little while, as updates do keep coming out and adding more items. One of them I would like to make an actual clothing store, where in here is just a sports store. So you got the joggers, very, very limited to what actual clothing are in here. The same as the shoes are only sporty shoes, except for the casual wall, which you have casual there. So that's another store I want to do is clothing. In the arcade, I'll probably do a beauty store. I'm thinking of a grocer. Not a big fan of making grocery stores, but that is a large chunk of the products that you can sell in this game, so that still might go possibly there. And I feel like you sort of want a grocer in a shopping complex like this. It'd be weird not having it. Thinking of possibly a news agency here. I just got to work out what they're going to sell. So over here will be a laundromat, and I will put stuff in there, such as the washing liquids and that. So that's what I got to work out is if I'm going to make these stores, I need to work out what I'm going to sell in those stores. And then whatever I put in those stores, I got to avoid putting in other stores. So for example, at the petrol station, I've gone all the 1-star, 0-star, half-a-star foods. So if I sell foods in other stores, I won't sell those ones in there. So each store will have its own products, and it won't be dual located. And that's that for now. In here is just an extra register. So if we do get really busy, which is usually only on the weekends that this register needs to be used, we've got all these extra registers to have open and serve customers. I actually forgot about going inside here, but very basic in here. Again, a lot more decoration needs to be done. I did this little sort of wall cutout here. There's that. And what I was going to show before walking over there was in here, there'll be just a little manager's office in here. And I will come back when it's nighttime just to show what it looks like when it's all lit up. Okay, so a lot of this is made with shapes. So all this shapes. I did realize that I could have just used some signs, flattened them, just like what I ended up doing here with the taxi sign. That's just a painting. But over here, I used all shapes again. You got the cars that are the workshop items, but that, again, another workshop item. But then all in here, shapes, all these, shapes, all of that, shapes, all shapes, the lighting, the shapes, the stuff that I've made look like dirt, shapes, just brown concrete. Then you come over here, more shapes. So most of the decorations that aren't workshop stuff, of course, are all just built using shapes, many different shapes. Then you come into places like here, and these aren't actual walls again. These are shapes designed to look like walls. Just makes it a little bit more flexibility in the way that you create it. So all of these are all shapes, everything here. So then you come into here. The reason why I've got in here like this is because I can actually see. So starting from this shop here, then this one here. Not so much that one by the looks of it. But yeah, it should be here and here. I'll be able to actually change the floor, and it won't, cross over and look weird like that. But as for out here, all these stores will just have the same tiles as all here. I do have plain laundromat, not sure why, but anyway. Of course, in here will be the toilets. I haven't really done much in here yet. Again, that's another shape. Just makes it easier to not have an actual, door like this. It allows you to just have that walkway. Very much work in progress. These, again, all work in progress. Nothing really in here. Um, this was just put together very quickly. I still don't know how I feel about it, but that's how it is for now. Um, you know, seating area, got the gasified chicken, so that's where you'll sit to eat. The stage, any events. You got back here. They got the little here where you got the mirrors and sort of you know check your makeup and all that before going on stage. Here I didn't know what to do. Um, that's why I just sort of put down this and some witches and made it look like concrete sort of being moved around. I had an idea at first, and then I just couldn't quite work out what looked good. It's the same as here. Originally, this here was a building for this, and it just felt wrong and out of place, so I ended up getting rid of it and replacing it with a stage. These workshop items, but essentially, we've got here, got the bus stop or taxi stop, if you want to call it that, because really, if a bus is going to stop here, it's going to be in a bit of an odd spot, but I suppose it's possible. These here are them, or actually that, just sideways. But when you zoom out too much, they disappear. But they look good when you're here. Let's have a look. We go nighttime. I know, I like how it looks. Then we got the fuel station. Again, lots of shapes here, more shapes. You've got the barriers made by shapes. I do want to put decorations down, like little buckets and that, so water to wash your windows and that. But at the moment, can't really do that. Bug, but it will be fixed soon, of course. You got a little behind here. These are supposed to be dumpsters, which is why this part here looks different. And you got again more shapes here, but it's to show like watch out, these gates might open. Dumpsters, that's how they get emptied. You've got the roller door here, which goes into here, which will go into the receiving bay, which I haven't done anything here. I'm gonna have a little office here. You can have a little team room here, like little kitchen, little chair to sit on. Here we'll have the toilets. This is the storage, of course. Come to the shop floor. A lot more has to be done in here. I'm going to change this, make it look like a running track so it sort of suits running. Lots of decoration to be done, especially here. But in here, that's sort of what I've got done in here. I've just sort of got the stores up and running for now. And then I'll come back and add a lot more depth and detail to it. Especially this one. This one I already know what depth and detail I'm adding to it. I just want to get the stores up and running and everything actually working properly first. This one here, there will be an update coming soon that's going to add more electronic stuff. So I'm sort of holding off what I've done in here at the moment because I'm going to end up adding more stuff here for that. But so far, you've just got the games, signs that say that. Use these to connect to make a little halo above the registers. More shapes to look like it's connected. Over here, these are all just decorations from the workshop, pretty much, just to try and make them look like little collectible figurines and that, like you'd seen somewhere like EB Games thing or GameStop, depending where you're from. Again, haven't really done much out here. Just put that here and done nothing in here, so a lot to be done in there. Here is the coffee store, Coffee Guild. Coming here again, a lot more decorations that I need to do in here. I'm going to build a little coffee machine in here that I've done on one of my other builds, and then there'll be decorations of actual coffee and that up there. But I got to wait for that update, or else once I add them, they'll just finish. They do sell 2 bottles of wine just for that extra sort of perk thing. Here's probably have the most detail at the moment, I'd say, which still isn't very much. This whole thing here is a workshop thing. Just added the sign there. Here, this will be getting moved and changed because this will be the little office slash room, lunchroom. In here, might add some sort of little detail, but I don't know if I'll do too much. But I've gone all, because it's a fuel station, everything in here is like the low, or other than the buckets, all of this stuff is just a very low, oh, and other than some of them, but most of all this is all the low quality stuff, like half a star, 1 star, 0 star. Your little delivery truck there. Again, the car park, got the moped, motorbike parking, the normal parking, little tree. I'm going to put a trolley bay there. Then, I don't know, probably nothing there. Over here, this is going to come out a bit. It's going to still be not that height, but a little bit lower. It'll come out, and that'll have a lot more of these sort of flowers in there, just to have a little bit more of a decorative flower bed there. But you got the seating for the coffee place, and oh yeah, that's that now. Like these all again, lots and lots of shapes to try and make that look the way that looks. More shapes. They're those bushes, but this time they're upside down and not sideways. But that's that so far. There will be a lot more to come. I've just got to keep playing to make more money because this is the one that I've recently added. And after buying all the stock and getting everything set up, I've now just got to open for a week or so, get some more money, work out what the next store will be, and go from there.